All right, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, we are on air now. So let's first of all start by giving gratitude to God. Yeah, so God is being with us, and we cannot take for granted the good stuff we'll be receiving from God. You wake up this morning, you are healthy, and we breathe in the air in our lungs. He's the one that provides. He provides everything, and He's a faithful God, irrespective of how fitty we are in terms of being sinners. But God is always there to have mercy on us. So we commit this lecture into His hand, and we humbly ask for His wisdom and guidance to guide us throughout. Right. Okay, guys, this is what we are going to talk about today. I'm going to talk to this slide. It's very interesting. Right? Team dynamics. I remember I saw this type of question or something, a question from this aspect. It was 4 months. 4 months. And if you don't know what is a team dynamics, you're going to be looking at the ceiling. The answer is not going to fall from the ceiling. Right? So this is your opportunity to know what is a team dynamics. Team dynamics. We say are the forces between members that shape how a team behaves and performs. In other words, we can call it a team spirit. When I say team spirit, now most of you are gonna get a head back. Oh, teacher is talking about spirit, right? You know, is that synergy? You know what I mean by synergy between people. You see somebody today say, I can work with this guy, right? Then you see somebody that you haven't even known before, you say, no man, I don't like to be in this guy's group. You know? When that synergy is there, you are able to relate, you are able to work as a team. And of course, being able to work as a team, it needs that synergy. So that is what we call team dynamics. We call it unforeseen spirit. It's a kind of spirit or vibes. If you like, you can call it vibes, right? Vibes that connect team members together to be able to work harmoniously towards the achievement of project objectives. Then look at this. We say, why does it matter? Why it matters, right? The importance. We say good dynamics encourage teamwork, right? Focus on performance. So, in contrary, poor dynamics create conflict, confusion, and weak project outcomes. Right? If you're unable to work together as a team, eventually at the end of the day, obviously the performance will be poor. It will start with conflict. No, I can't work with this guy. You know, perhaps you've been assigned responsibilities to do. The responsibility will not be done. All those kind of stuff, right? For example, now, if I say, let me group you, put you in a group for your eyesight. I say 1, 2, 3, 4, group 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, group 2. Some of you will say, no, man, I don't want to be in that group 1, right? Because of lack of team dynamics. So when that team spirit is there, it will help you to work together as a team, help you to focus and achieve the project goals, right? So this is a kind of logic framework, right? And now if I use that term logic framework, you're gonna be to your level. You're gonna look something strange. So this is how it goes. From people they interact, from interaction they create a healthy climate, a team climate, which can lead to performance. Right? So that is what this thing means. Right. If you can't remember this, hello, focus, distracted. If you cannot remember what we are saying here, if you could perhaps remember this, that interaction with people to create a team climate It helps to boost their performance. That is the outcome. Right. So now let's look at the factors that is influencing team dynamics. What are the factors? Right? For example, the way things are structured, right? The way the organization is structured, it can help to boost team dynamics. We say physical or organizational arrangement can either support team dynamics or create a subgroup. So see what we are trying to say now. For example, we can in project management. Remember when we were studying techniques, tools and techniques. Then we talk about techniques that are being employed or deployed by a project manager to enhance the performance to be able to achieve project objectives. We talk about co-location. Co-location. Can you remember? Hello, I see you are fingering with your laptop. Focus. Look at me. Don't look somewhere else. I'm the only person you must look at now, right? Focus on me. We said co-location. Co-location means, for example, if you position, let's say, the office of the team members in the same hall, right? Or in the same saal, or in the same hall. Yes, saal is French. If I say saal, right? It's the same thing as hall. What do you call it in Afrikaans? It's not saal. Yeah, yeah. So what it means is that it breeds that familiarity. Think with me. What I'm trying to say now, it breeds familiarity in the sense that they see each other every day. They get used to each other. So by virtue of that, it can boost that teamwork, being able to work together. For example, now, let's say if I was to be having an office, right? Then when you want to come to me, either I come here to teach you or you come to my office. When you have problem, you will find it difficult to come to me because you are not used to me. But for the fact that I'm here with you every day, right? You are seeing me every day. So it makes you to be familiar with me. So whenever you've got a problem, you don't hesitate or you don't have that problem of say, Dr. D is not accessible, right? You can easily come in here to ask me questions, then I respond to you. So in doing that, by so doing, it helps us to boost our productivity. We can, at the end of the day, helps to improve our performance. That is what we are trying to say here. So it depends on how the organization is structured. If organization is structured in such a way that people are locking themselves in different rooms, right? That one will not be able, you will not be able to boost the team dynamics amongst the team members, right? Okay, the team goal is another thing that can help to influence team dynamics. Members need shared goals and a clear understanding of what the project must achieve. Yoga, if the team members they don't even know about the goals, right, of the project, which means they will not be able to share, they will not be able to embrace the goals. So it's when they know the goals and they embrace the goal that all of you, all the team members are working towards the same shared goals. If the goals are not achieved, the blame is on everyone. You see, for example, if we got a shared goal, we are a team working together. If at the end of the day the goals are not achieved, the blame is on everyone. You don't say, "Oh, I have done my job," right? You've done your job, and that one is not good enough until the shared goals are achieved. So, if the shared goals are not communicated clearly to the team members, it can help or to hamper. It can, in other words, influence in a negative way team dynamics, right? It will make them not to work together because they don't even understand in the first case what they are working towards, right? That is what we are saying here. Priority. So we say different personal priority can cause tension if they are not aligned to the project goals. Right? For example, you got different team members, right? All the whole team members they got their own personal priorities. You know what I'm talking about. So those things must be aligned, right, to the project goal. It's like an organizational goal. You must have done that in management practice. If the organizational goals of the business is not aligned with the personal goals, priorities of the workers, what is going to happen? It will come to a situation whereby they will not be interested. Right. For example, if you are working in a place that you know there is no room for you to be promoted, will you be happy? You will not be happy. Yeah. So those are the things we are talking about. Roles. Guys, this is an important one. Roles assigned responsibility reduces confusion and duplication of work. When you are assigning roles to members, you must make sure that, for example, you don't overload. You know what we call overload? Right. Let's say I'm a project manager, you are all team members. So when it comes for me to assign responsibility, then I assign more responsibility to some others, to other people, than to the way I assign the responsibility. If it is not balanced, then you wanna be saying, why must I assign you more responsibility, more task than the other person? That on its own can create a conflict. So when you are assigning roles and responsibility, you must make sure that it's balanced, right? The role you assign to Mr. A must be balanced with the one you assign to Mr. B. If Mr. B feel that his or her role is more overloaded than Mr. A, there will be confusion. So that one can affect the team dynamics, right? Then formality. A team should agree on how formal meetings, reporting, and decision making should be, right? You see, when you are working with the team members, we should agree on how one needs to um, come together for a kind of a meeting or reporting, because if there is no schedule in terms of how the members should be made, or in terms of how members should sit for meetings to resolve things, at the end of the day some people can attend, some people will not attend. Like today now we have a meeting, right? If the agenda was not sent few days back, and it's just today, all of a sudden, say we got a meeting, then I say, no, I've got something to do. I will not attend. So there must be a formal structure, for, yeah. So more factors, communication channel, there must be good channel of communication, effective communication to share information with the team members. Then there must be that cohesion, right? To stick together. Members should be able to stick together and support one another during the project. Then you should be able to share successes and challenges. Of course, there must be trust, right? For people to be able to work in a team, there must be that trust. Right. So a team that is lacking trust, whereby members don't trust each other, so how are you going to be able to work together? So you must take note of trust, flexibility. Members adjust when task or deadline or circumstance change. For example, in terms of when you are allocated task, you must make sure that, for example, if you got new members, if the members of the team increases, so what is going to happen is that you must be flexible as well in allocating your task. For example, if 5 people are working in a project, right? Compared to 10 people. So when they were 5, the task will be a bit more heavier than when they become 10. So when they become 10, now the task is going to be a bit lighter. That is what we are talking about. The level of skills must be taken into consideration, most especially when you are allocating tasks or completing tasks. You mustn't give tasks to someone that doesn't have the skill and knowledge to perform. Then conflict must be handled constructively before it damage team performance, right? Here we are talking about conflict resolution. So improving team dynamic through consultation, you consult members. Okay, this one is not submitted. That is the period over. Okay. You see this? We're gonna do this one tomorrow. Can you help me switch out the video? Yeah, quickly. Yeah, it's still on.